Welcome back, scrapbooking friends. I'm still working on Spring Break 2021, and this spread is about some manatees that we saw. I always want to say matinees, but they're manatees. Now, if they were in a show, you could have a manatee matinee, but I'm not going to try and say that 5 times fast. Cut these little guys out on my Cricut machine. Aren't they cute? They were already part of the image options there, and pre-made those. Also created this title template using that. Now I know it might be kind of hard to see the manatees in these pictures. They didn't show up too great, but there's one right there. This is just light reflection from my filming studio. There's one there, and then you can kind of see him here. Now, when we were there, you could actually see him better, but I think when you take pictures through water, I think that it makes it a little more difficult to see. But this was just such a cool part. Honestly, we just stopped on the side of the road where there were canals in between houses, and we saw these guys swimming in there, and it was the coolest experience. So absolutely free. It was fun. I have this leftover paper here, which I'm going to use to put some borders on here to make this more interesting. But notice this blue is right there, and then that blue is that part. So I'm actually going to use these to help tie this whole spread together. And as you can see, I've already got one torn edge. This was used on some other project. And I'm going to, there we go. I'm going to just tear this edge, and then we'll cut this in half. But I want to have matching borders on both sides of this spread within this color scheme. So, all right, and then I'm going to do the same thing with these other two here. I suppose I could, well, I could tear it down the middle, but then sometimes it doesn't look quite the same, and also you can see the piece that you're tearing often can get pretty damaged, and so I think I'm just gonna do it on both sides. There we go, and then we'll cut it in half so that it has matching for each side. There we go. Oops. We'll just tell you, I am putting this in a trash can, but we end up putting this in our paper recycling. All right, there's that one, and now the final one. Yeah, this one kind of has a cool inner color as well. You know, I do not know if Creative Memory still sells this this jagged edge tearing tool. For a while, I know they were hard to get, and I had people offer to buy this one, but I use it all the time. If Creative Memories doesn't sell it, I really think that they should do that. All right. I also do not get paid to endorse their products. I'm just telling you what I have found to work the best. That in the middle. Okay, so there you can see. Now I have two of those. Same thing here. Try and get it right in the middle. Two of these. There we go. If you're wondering where all these tools are coming from, we were able to put together a pretty nice scrap room, and I did make a blog about it. There we go. I think that might be the right pattern. Dark, light, and then a little bit of a brighter color often helps them stand out. Okay, so move all this stuff to the side and the top. We'll do this one first. Now, there are different ways to do this, but I want this to spread out pretty far. So I'm actually going to, instead of putting it on the page first, I'm going to use a technique that I think helps to guarantee you don't end up with some gaps. So just a little bit of tape there, and then I'm going to stick that down here, making sure there are no gaps. Okay, whoops. Well, Brandon, there we go. I've stuck it to the page. You can see a little bit sticky there. That's all right. Now we'll do the same thing here. I'll put some there, just making sure, and then putting it as close as I can. There we go. You can see it's off a little bit there. I'll trim the page here at the end. And now, putting it all together. I always put some tape over the seams just to make sure it doesn't fall apart. And then a little bit on everything. There we go. Now, you can see I've been able to maximize my use. Instead of trying to put that one down and then going, oh crap, it's not in the right spot, I'm putting it together so that I can guarantee that it's in the right spot. And then we'll do the same thing here. So, blue, light blue, a little bit of tape. Thing. There we go. There's another way to do it. Uses a little bit more tape, but I think does a better job of maybe holding it together. Now this one over here, got the same pattern, make sure. There we go. All right, now we've got some interesting borders. They're torn, and interesting enough, this kind of looks like the edge of the canal. So let's get our little guy on there. See, I put a dark border on him because I knew that these two colors would be overlapping, and I wanted to make sure that he was going to stand out. And notice that the colors in here are exactly this border color and then this blue. So kind of ties it all together when you use similar colors. And we'll bring these photos back in. And our cute little guy there. There we go. All right, at this point, make sure I like the placement. That's straight. You see all these dots? You got to pay attention. You can use them to help you line stuff up, but if you get it crooked on those pages, it looks bad. All right. I think I'm going to put this guy down first. There we go. Now this one. I'm putting photos down. I know I say this every time, but if someone's watching my video for the first time, I use an old photograph. See, I'm using the dots here to help me get that aligned. Old photograph I've just cut. This way I can press against the photos without leaving fingerprints on them. It's one of the things that drives me crazy, and one of the reasons I use plastic page protectors is I don't want people to stick their fingers onto the photographs and leave prints. Okay, again, I'm using the dots to make sure that it is centered and square. All right, now on my squid lips one, my last one I did, I forgot to show you taping down the title bar. And so I will make sure that that happens on this one. Okay, Manatee Adventure, there we go. I'm looking at the dots. There we go. I'm really thankful that the Cricut Design Studio allows you to put borders around things now. It makes it a lot easier. Now you can see, I'm going to show you, see how that's a little bit off up here? Yeah, it might be because I did it myself, but I will just use my circle blade cutter and level this out. There we go. There we go. Took off that little extra, and now it's nice and square. Let's see. This one here can actually use the same thing. There we go. Little pieces there. There we go. So there you have it. Spring Break 2021, our little Manatee adventure. Keep scrapbooking, everybody. Keeping those life memories going for your families. See you next time. Take care.